Is Australia overrated? That is the question we're going to be answering today, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thanks so much for being here for yet another video. And I appreciate you all being here. Today we're answering the question, is Australia overrated? Now, to cut a long story short, in case you have a really short attention span, no, in my opinion, Australia is undersold. But it obviously is all subjective. And that's what we're going to be diving into today. Before we get any further into it, remember to give a big fat thumbs up if you do enjoy the video. It helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like this kind of stuff on the channel. So let's get straight into this, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to start by talking about the general perception of overrated. And I'm assuming you've been pushed videos on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube based on Australia or New Zealand, but maybe somewhere in the South Pacific, and then you've related content. Maybe you've been watching travel videos and you're suddenly getting pushed Australia. But then you've watched one and then about 7 more get pushed to you. And then your entire feed is absolutely filled to the brim with recommendations on Australia. And then they hype it up. The balloon of expectations was that small and it's just getting bigger. And that's when it gets blown out of proportion, because you are hearing every story from every person who's having different experiences, and it just isn't going to work because it's all subjective. Some people may find an activity you find completely boring amazing. It's all really subjective, and this is the problem. If you start listening to the algorithms that are pushing you this content, you're going to have so many different opinions coming at you at once. And it will basically just shatter the reality of Australia, because you will be thinking about something up here. Your expectations should probably be down here. And then they do that. Like reality expectations, but in reality they're like this. And you'll never meet that standard you've set for yourself in your own mind. You'll never meet that standard in the slightest. So with that in mind, and bearing all that in mind, where do I think it's underrated? So there's a couple of areas where I kind of think Australia's a little bit underrated. Obviously the beach life, although subjectively that's not underrated, that's well known. But the beach life is definitely one of them. The next thing I would have to say has got to be the incredible coffee. Is so undersold. Australian coffee is lovely. And then I would also have to say the flippin' cheap transportation. That is heavily undersold as well. What is blown out of proportion is the wildlife. So if, assuming you're going to Australia as a tourist or on a workers' holiday visa or something else, everyone has the fear, oh my gosh, there's going to be spiders and snakes everywhere. Not in the cities. You're very lucky if you find one. You're a very rare case if you find one in the city, because I was in Brisbane and Sydney for ages. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So it is completely subjective as to what you find. And I mean, it is all kind of up in the air and a bit ridiculous, but yeah, I mean, if you're going to like Uluru or Ayers Rock or Darwin, which is more remote, potentially you have the threat, or even Cairns, which is crocodile territory, you're potentially having a little bit more of a higher percentage of seeing something. But if you're just going Sydney, nah. Not even in the Blue Mountains you see anything. You might see a bird, cockatoo or a blue macaw, but you're not really going to find anything else, to be honest. There's basically nothing. And then moving on from that, I mean, another thing that everyone says is Australia is really expensive. It's unbelievably expensive. No, it's not. It's about the same as England, potentially a bit cheaper. I don't understand why that part is blown so ridiculously out of proportion. It's like Australia's not that different from America and England. You're not an independent standalone case here. It's like everyone deals with inflation, everyone deals with their own price rises and fluctuations depending on the seasons and the years. When I was there at the peak of summer, it was actually pretty reasonable. And I was in Sydney, so it's like, that's going to be one of the most expensive places in Australia. Brisbane was a little bit more expensive that time of year, but there was nothing major, nothing of absolute concern to worry about, to be honest. And then, in terms of the weather, it's beautiful. Hot. And if you don't deal with heat very well, obviously, it's not going to be the best idea to go to Australia if you don't deal with heat, because near enough all year round it's boiling hot. So it's a very dry country, other than during the wet seasons in the north, which is northern Queensland and the Northern Territories. But yeah, that's kind of why I think Australia's a bit underrated, because I mean, unless you're purposefully searching for it and then it feeds its way into the algorithm and you start finding stuff, you ain't gonna see nothing. I mean, I had no Australia videos until I found a YouTuber, and then, you know, my entire feed got infected. But nowadays, because I've been to Australia, and obviously from IP addresses and videos going out from Australia, they all know where you are in the world, and I mean, they probably know. But anyway, guys, that's all I wanted to say today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, you all being here. And I'll see you next time. Peace.